another problem other than the Kamala Chaos incident where some old text of his got released from a friend of his who is a real nutbag. And this is TYT, and they're going to cover this real quick. But I thought this was crazy. I just felt the need to share it.
Conspiracy theorist Chuck Johnson has released text messages between him and J.D. Vance, Trump's vice presidential pick. Things continue to get weird on the Trump-Vance ticket. Chuck Johnson is a right-wing conspiracy theorist and Holocaust denier, and it appears a friend and advisor to J.D. Vance.
There's this whole debate about the MAOA gene, which is like this gene that black Africans have like much. It's like a proclivity to violence that they have.
MAOA gene.
Yeah. I recommend people Google it and do their own research. It's like a big debate about whether or not, but basically like what it is it's, if you think about like, kind of white European, Asian ancestors, as we kind of moved out of Africa, like aggression and violence was kind of less necessary because we were like farmers and stuff.
A spokesperson for Vance
so first off, Joe Rogan's an idiot. We've got more on Joe Rogan in a minute, but I can't believe he buys this shit. He's such a nutbag. This is like phrenology today or eugenics reinvented. There's no gene that makes black people more violent.
What are they talking about?
There's no such thing. And furthermore, this whole, when we moved out of Africa, there was less need to be violent. Oh, yeah, except for all the freaking wars?
That doesn't make sense on so many levels. And then he cites it because we suddenly became farmers. Like, what are you talking about, dude?
White people are less violent. Remember the Spanish Inquisition? Remember the witch trials?
And it was because as soon as we went to Europe, we suddenly became farmers.
Remember the 700-year war?
Farmers, but Europe suddenly needed all the farmers. Like, what are we even talking about? What are we talking about?
You remember the Dark Ages when there was a war like every other month? I mean, Jesus Christ. These people are so stupid.
And they kept changing who was in power because people kept, like, killing kings and stuff.
Oh, God, yeah. It's just nuts. But he's a Holocaust denier, white supremacist, and anti-Semitic guy, and he's J.D. Vance's friend. And J.D. Vance is Trump's vice presidential pick. So this whole calling Walz and Harris anti-Semitic because she didn't pick Shapiro or whatever, that doesn't work because immediately we're just going to point to all the anti-Semites they hang out with. So it's all blown up in their face. And I love, too, whenever you see, like, somebody who's a white supremacist or whatnot, they're always some doof, and you're sitting there thinking, why do you think you're the master race? Have you seen a mirror? I mean, look at this guy again. Does this look like the master race to you?
It doesn't look like the master anything. Maybe the dungeon master? I don't know.
That's a guy who's devoted his life to racism and science fiction because he can't play sports. He's probably a sexist too. I doubt he's getting laid with that political ideology. There's some first date talk for you.
Yeah, seriously.
Did you know about the black Africans have a gene that makes them more violent?
Yeah, that's a date that doesn't make it past the initial cocktail and appetizer round right there. Check, please. I'm out.
Cocktail. He wouldn't know how to order a cocktail. It just kills me. Oh, man. So...